Welcome back to Sailing Sunday. Last week we made our way out of the Chesapeake Bay in the bitter cold down to Virginia, where we had a quick visit with our lovely patrons before continuing down the Intra Coastal Waterways as we begin our journey down south to warmer weather. Our sailboat is pushing the bridge heights and channel depths to the limit, but we're determined to make our way down the ICW, while the weather out in the Atlantic isn't exactly nice for making moves. Now we've just arrived at our very first lock, and after giving Jackson a quick run around while we wait, it's time to tackle the lowest bridges yet and see if we can just scrape through. So make sure to subscribe to our journey as we navigate south, because things are about to get interesting.
Should we put it here?
Yeah.
It was so cool to see all the yacht stickers from travelers around the world, and we were pumped to be able to add our sticker to the collection. So if you happen to be cruising through the Great Bridge Lock, keep an eye out for our Sunday sticker. Now, the lock was pretty easy to pass through, but the bridges ahead were gonna be a lot more challenging. Luckily, the next was an easy one, which lifted with the opening of the lock, so we had nothing to worry about.
That was cool, huh? That's our very first lock, and it's like
The easiest. That was so quick and easy.
I mean, yeah, it's going to be easy, just pull up and tie as normal, but you kind of still get nervous, like, oh, first time we're doing something. This is wicked. Now we've got a bridge up here, which is going to open for us, and geez, wonder how high that is. Let's have a look. It opens up, well, I don't know. It says it's 6 feet high. So we're not getting under that one. Let's do it.
Just sitting here waiting for our next bridge to open. It's a lot of bridges today, but sure beats going out there in Cape Hatteras right now, beating into it. All right, I hear the bells going, so they must be closing the gates for the cars, and then it's our turn.
We're really hoping that we can navigate these low bridges and shallow depths here, because the alternative is heading out into open ocean, and this time of year, the storms are fast and furious, with bitter cold wind and confused seas. Needless to say, good weather windows at the moment are few and far between. So without the ICW, our options would be to stay put for weeks on end or head out into some hectic weather conditions, neither of which we're really wanting to do. So even though we're really pushing the limits with our mast height and keel depth, it's totally worth it to be able to continue down to warmer weather and get back to the regular cruising life. Plus, it's really cool to experience all these little towns and remote areas that we would otherwise never have had a chance to see.
Okay, so our next bridge is a sketchy one. It's 65 foot and it looks super low. It looks like it actually is 65 foot. We are gonna do it, but chances are our aerial's gonna scrape. We'll find out. The catamaran that has the aerial and mast similar to ours is in front of us, so we'll see how they go first. Full disclosure, we are absolutely terrified right now. How's your heart rate, Captain?
It's high. I'm
You
not
nervous?
really happy, but let's give it a whirl.
What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
Now, you might be wondering why we're so worried, but mast heights vary from boat to boat, and up until now, we weren't entirely sure what ours was. But back in Deltaville, we did attempt to measure it using a rope that Ryan carried up with him, but it was just an estimate, so at this point, we're just really hoping we got it close.
It says it's below 64.
Luckily, some of the bridges on the ICW have bridge height markers, which depending on the tide levels will let you know approximately what clearance the bridge is at. But when your mast measurements aren't entirely accurate, a couple inches can be the difference between squeezing under a bridge or stopping dead in your tracks. And that's not a game we particularly like to play. So as you can imagine, we were freaking out at this point.
Oh my God, my heart is pounding.
And our usually calm and cool captain definitely had a look of stress on his face, but we decided to just take it super slow and hope for the best.
Keep going. Keep going. You're almost there. Oh, the aerial's bending. The aerial's scraping, but we're good. Ooh. Yeah, it's fine.
So that's 66 foot.
Holy crap. My goodness gracious. Wow. Oh my God.
So it looks 64 says 66.
I feel like I'm gonna faint. How do you feel?
I'm not confident. So that was 66 foot high, that bridge. But the
That's a bit of a relief though, isn't it? That the aerial just barely scraped.
Yeah, but the next bridges are going to be about another 1 to 2 foot lower depending on the water level. So they're between 64 and 65.
Oh, those guys have no problem.
Yeah, when they turn the aerial around.
That was absolutely terrifying. Our aerial took a good bounce on the first part of the bridge, and then by the end of it, it wasn't touching. But the water level's quite low at the moment, and what we're worried about is it's supposed to rise another foot in the next day or so. So we're gonna really be pushing it on these other bridges. 5 more to go.
Now, with that last bridge behind us, we were feeling pretty anxious for the next one, knowing it was going to be even lower. But the stretch in between was so peaceful that it made it easy to forget just for a little while and just enjoy our beautiful surroundings. And of course, as a good co-captain, I had to ensure the crew was all well taken care of.
Gentle, gentle.
A lot of planning goes into navigating these waters, and as a captain, you have to have multiple contingency plans in place, knowing where you want to pull in for the night, as well as the ever-changing tides and currents, bridge heights and their schedules, as well as all the different anchorages along your route in case you can't make it to where you originally planned. And although the ICW is so calm and beautiful, it's a lot more work than just setting a course, pointing your nose at it, and turning on the autopilot until you get there.
So Ryan and I are just having a discussion at the moment because I thought, I was under the impression that last bridge where our antenna hit was the lowest bridge we were going to be going under. Now our captain here has just informed me that the next bridge that we have to go under that's low is another 2 feet lower.
Well, depending on the water level, but it's consistently 64.5 feet, and that was about 66.5 feet.
And our antenna was bending.
Or 55, no, 60, it was 66 feet, wasn't it? So that's what I'm saying, we might snap the aerial. And Brittni's like, what? Like, I thought this was meant to be fun. And I'm sitting there going, it is fun, but like right now, we've got about 2 feet under our keel, and we're going 6 knots. And then we've got to get under bridges at the same time at a 2 feet lower than what we can. But the thing is that I'm not too worried. I'm just more frustrated because if I can take our antenna off and flip it upside down, then we're not going to break anything.
But I actually kind of like that we have the antenna because it's an indicator of how bad we're in for it.
It is, yeah.
So it's almost like a little sacrificial anode or whatever. It's like a little sacrificial lamb having the antenna.
Yeah. But for like $100, we can buy a new antenna, like a little whip one, which is about 3 feet shorter, which means that our mast with the antenna in future will be about 62 feet or 63 feet. You know what I mean? Sorry, I made that up. 63 or 64 feet. If we break our antenna, it's not a big deal. We'll just replace it with something more suitable for us. If it doesn't break, then I don't know, we'll just keep hitting bridges with it.
Oh my god.
But
so these are literally the conversations we're having at the moment. Like, holy cow, it's only gonna get lower and the water level is rising. I'll get the hell out of here.
Yeah, but it's good that it's rising because as we get further south, it gets shallower as well.
Oh my god. I don't know if my heart can take this.
We should have gone around Cape Hatteras.
Cape Hatteras is starting to look a little bit better.
Luckily, we still had a little while before we really needed to start worrying about this next bridge. So in the meantime, we just sat back and enjoyed some lunch.
Got a bit of swell, Brittni, got a bit of swell. Alright, so this is the Pungo Ferry Bridge. This is one of the lowest of the maybe 3 of the 5 fixed bridges we're going to go under. And this is where we're probably going to break our antenna if we hit the antenna. And Coin Jock and the other one before Belhaven. But this is the first of the low ones. So I'm really worried about this bridge. I don't know what to do. Just go for it, I guess.
All right, this bridge looks really, really low. Ready for it, Captain?
No.
Oh, this is so stressful. It's annoying because you can read everything about it and research the crap out of it, but when it actually comes time, it's kind of a crapshoot because you really are relying on the water levels and this, that, and the rest.
Well, they say it generally, I just read it up again just to double check, it generally sits at 63.5 feet.
That's terrible!
The thought of this bridge being even lower was terrifying. And to make matters worse, we didn't even have a gauge of the actual height.
There's no height boards!
What?
There's no height boards!
Because I don't want you to know. Okay, tell me when we're close.
Oh my god. Like 2 meters. About to hit. Yeah, it's hitting. It's bending.
That's really bending, eh?
Oh,
Oh, one. Oh shit. I go slower. It's getting lower, Brittni.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Oh my god, last one.
Woohoo!
Oh my god.
We did it!
See, but if they had their aerial, they'd be doing the same as us. Hey?
Yeah. I feel so good.
Adrenaline rush.
Okay, wait. We still only got about a meter of water below us, buddy.
That was absolutely terrifying, petrifying, traumatizing. Like,
Yeah.
so we have tried to take our aerial down, but the bolts that it's connected with are all corroded. So Ryan was up on the mast trying to get it down, and he was like trying to break it off basically at the end of it, and it just wouldn't come off. So yeah, we'd probably do this again, but definitely work on taking the aerial down before we did it to just save ourselves some stress. Although, like I said before, it's actually kind of nice having it because it gives you a better gauge of where you're actually at under the bridge. We're in a pretty open area now. Ryan's happy upstairs with his coffee, so I'm actually going to get some editing done right now. It's about 2:30 in the afternoon. We've got probably another hour and a half to go before we get to our spot for the night. But he's got it pretty much under control up there, and he's happy. It's actually colder downstairs than it is up there because up there we've got the warmth of the sun, whereas down here it's been in shade all day, so it's actually really cold. We've got all the major scary bridges for the day over and done with, so we can relax a little bit now, which is nice. Got my coffee. Second coffee of the day.
Something else I've been able to enjoy during our transit through the ICW is painting. I know it's been a while and so many of you have asked when I'm gonna get back to my artwork. And what better time than during our long, slow passages down the ICW. I've been playing with a totally different style than what you've seen from me in the past, and I'm really loving where it's going. Inspired by my love of drawing mandalas, these have been really fun and relaxing to paint. If you're interested in my artwork, I'll be releasing a limited series of 7 paintings that are now available on our website, svsunday.com. Now let's get back to our regular scheduled program. It was such a relief to have our biggest hurdles for the day behind us, and since the sun was starting to set, we decided to aim for Coin Jock Marina, which was close by and would give us an early start the next day for another day of adventures.
keep up with the motorboat.
No, I just did the turbo.
Yeah, right. You're feeling a bit.
You know what though? This motorboat made me break our coffee cup because when he radioed, I turned around and grabbed the radio and I knocked the coffee cup off the table and snapped the handle off.
Yeah, we've had a casualty.
It's still usable though.
Oh, get a grip.
It is. You know what? I think that that's actually better now because I can hold it without having to.
So it's a running joke on our boat that Ryan is the reason we cannot have nice things because he literally breaks everything. Everything and anything.
That wasn't my fault.
If you notice, he's always wearing a different pair of sunglasses. It's because he loses or breaks his all the time. He's not allowed to have a new phone. He only gets hand-me-downs because he's the first to throw a new phone into the ocean. Literally. It's like a bull in a china shop. So we just navigated through this kind of really open flood. It looks like a floodplain almost, isn't it? Like big open marshland floodplain kind of thing. And now we're just coming back into the narrow part of the ICW again.
Yeah, check it out. Look, this is excitement right here. We've got land again.
Yeah, Ryan's excited because he's got something to look at. Yeah, we're coming into the narrow part of the channel again, and then we're going to be pulling into our marina for the night. We opted for a marina because the anchorage options were a lot further back from where we've come from, and they weren't really great, and we really wanted to make as much ground as we could today because we've got a big storm coming in on Sunday, which is going to affect the water levels. There's going to be a ton of rain coming through, which will affect the depths here, and as you guys could see from our bridge we just went under before, we're already scraping, so we cannot afford to have the water level rise on us. So then tomorrow we can make the most of tomorrow before the Sunday weather comes in.
And we can have a hot shower, we can fill up the water tank fully so we've got a heavy boat so that we can sit lower.
Ryan wants to fill up our water tank so he'll sit lower in the water too for the bridges tomorrow. I think we're gonna go grab a drink at the restaurant there, don't you think?
We should, because you know what, I noticed here all the people in like this whole ICW thing, everyone pulls in these docks at nights and shares their sailing stories or motoring stories. Pretty cool, huh?
Just an excuse to go grab a drink, isn't it?
Yeah, sure is.
So I think we'll pull up, give the dog a run, go head in for a drink. We aren't planning on dinner because we're very economical here on Sunday and we've just bought a bunch of groceries. But depending on how lazy we are, we might have dinner there as well.
You know we're gonna get dinner there.
Ryan
These guys are like, you guys gonna come for a beer, gonna get a bite to eat? We're like, sure.
Ryan just said we're gonna have dinner there.
No, I don't know, who knows?
Alright, we're gonna live the ICW lifestyle.
Meet some friends, hear their stories.
Which is motor, anchor, drink, motor, anchor, drink, motor, anchor, drink.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Anyways, we'll see you when we're closer to the marina.
Pulling into a marina is such a luxury for us, and sometimes anchorages can be few and far between here on the ICW. Plus, one of the best parts about navigating these waters is being able to pull into all the quaint little towns along the way. Just don't spend all your time setting up your lines and fenders, only to realize you needed to put them on the other side.
All right, we're on. Jackson's screaming bloody murder, letting the whole neighborhood know we're here. Aren't you? Come on. Lunatic.
After taking Jackson for his walk, we took him back to the boat and headed over to the famous marina restaurant for a well-earned drink to calm the nerves from the day and start making plans for the following day's adventures. But you'll have to tune in next week for that one, and in the meantime, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out, and we'll catch you back here next week. Alright, if you like the videos, please subscribe. Fell off the couch. Like and subscribe.